Zhang Joyce, the rematch, live and exclusive, 7 o'clock this Saturday, right here on the talkSPORT network. Let's get more on it, Simon. You know this fella. I know him as well. Former super middleweight champion Carl Froch joins us live. Carl, good morning to you. What do you expect to see? What do you hope to see on Saturday night, Carl?
I expect to see another great fight between two guys who are in there to win. They both come in with full mindset of champions, and both want to achieve greatness in the sport. They're both very old. They're both getting on. I mean, is Zhang 41 and Joyce is 39? So it sounds strange that they've got world title ambitions, but they have, and they want to challenge the best in the division. But this fight's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one for Joe Joyce to turn around. I think he needs to reinvent the wheel. He needs to start moving his head off the centre. He needs to roll and dip, and he needs to start boxing a little bit. And he's never done that. He's never shown that in his career. Obviously, he boxes and moves a bit, but his main attribute is coming forward, being super fit and strong, and being unbreakable. And Zhang broke him, closed that eye, and forced that stoppage. So you have to say, if Joyce didn't get injured, what would have happened? Who knows? But this is a great fight, and it's a tough one. And if you're going to ask me to pick a winner, I'm not going to give you an answer just yet.
Okay. Were you surprised, Carl? Because I was surprised in the first fight. I was surprised at how light Joe Joyce came in. He came in a stone and a half lighter than he fought Joseph Parker, where he was very impressive in. And I was surprised by how quick Zhang's hands were and how slow. I know Joe is what he is, but how slow Joe was made to look. Were you surprised by that evening?
I was surprised that he came in lighter and he was slower. It doesn't make any sense. Usually you take a bit of weight off and you gain some speed because of that. But I just thought that Zhang was timing him nicely with that backhand, walking him into it, picking him with a jab, and then timing him with that backhand, and it landed and caused the damage on the eye. And you want Joe Joyce to be able to just get his head off the centre, maybe get his guard up, block a few shots, roll and slip a few shots, but he just doesn't do any of that. He hasn't got it in his arsenal, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And what is he, 39 years old?
38.
He's not going to change.
Yeah, 38.
38. So he's not going to change, is he? He's going to come and do what he does and just hope that his fitness and his strength is enough to win. But Zhang, I feel, has got his number, and if I do have to pick a winner,
I was going to say, don't fanny about. You must have an opinion.
Listen, the bookies aren't usually that wrong, are they? I mean, they got it wrong with the Liam Smith. And mind you saying that, did they have Chris Eubank to win that fight with Smith?
No, they had Smith.
Sure what the odds.
They had Smith.
They had Smith to win, so they do get it wrong. But I just think that Zhang's the favourite, only ever so slightly.
Do you think? I mean, Joe made a lot, and you will recognise this trait because of the nature of the way you thought. You were a much more skilled practitioner, but his toughness was the big thing that Joe made a lot of noise about first time round, and he bought into a lot of the nonsense about the fact he could take any kind of shots. I mean, do you think with this additional weight that he puts on, that's going to be able to increase significantly the punch resistance? Because he's still going to get hit, isn't he? Because of the very nature of the way that he fights.
Exactly, yeah. Well, it's not going to stop the injury, is it? It's not going to stop the eye from swelling, especially an old eye that's been damaged once before can reoccur. Even a cut can reopen, or a fractured eye socket can swell up, and any real damaged closed eye, which it was quite bad. I don't think it was just a superficial injury. It was quite a bad swelling.
Yeah, it was big, yeah.
So there's always a danger of that reoccurring. We saw that with Chris Eubank against Carl Thompson as well. We saw his eye, the eye injury that he had reoccurred, and there's always a danger of that. And Zhang will be targeting that. So if I was advising Joe Joyce, it's really difficult to kind of give an answer and say, this is what you should do. I do like it that he's coming in a little bit heavier because the punch absorption, yes. Yeah. And as he's pushing forward and leaning on Zhang, and Zhang does blow a gasket. After 5-6 rounds, he just start to slow down. He just start to feel that age. He is 41 years old. So
he's got to keep out of the way then, hasn't he?
Not get hit early on, make Zhang work, but to make him work and not get hit early on, he's going to have to defend himself. And he's got no defence. He's got no head movement. So if he's walking into shots, I feel like the writing's on the wall for Joe Joyce. And this is a must-win fight for him as well. This is a fight he's got to win. Otherwise, where does he go? Back-to-back defeats against Zhang.
But yeah, it sounds, Carl, as if you're favouring Zhang to win it.
Yeah, listen, if I was lumping a bet on it, I'd say Zhang's the smart money. But it's a two-horse race. Anything can happen. And Joe Joyce would have learnt from that. It was devastated from the loss. He didn't make a big song and dance about it, but deep down he's got world title ambitions and he wants to be in the mix and start earning big money before he retires. So he's going to come and do everything he can to get this win and really leave it all in there. But Zhang's waiting for him, and he's very capable. He's a good fighter, Zhang.